ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Mark Hopwood. I'm the Managing Director here at First Great Westerm. Do gather in. If I could just remind you, those of you, that we have got an operational station here. We're not planning to have a lot of trains, but please do just take care of the platform edge. There is actually quite a bit of room over here if anyone would like to come round. There is plenty of room around here if you'd like a better view of the train. And I don't mind waiting a few seconds while people move around. But certainly what I wouldn't want is anyone standing at the back of the platform and perhaps stepping back for a better view or something unfortunate like that. Okay. Well, I'll just give people a couple of minutes to move around. If you'd like to move around, then you've got a minute or so to do so. Okay, well, we've got everything ready for what we're planning to do today, including the weather, which we've arranged specially for the occasion. Well, as I say, good morning. My name's Mark Hopwood. I'm the Managing Director for First Great Westerm. Really pleased to be able to welcome you here to our station at Plymouth with one of our high-speed trains. Someone pointed out to me earlier it looks slightly shorter than normal. Some of you who've got a Hornby train set may have one that looks like this at home, but this is what we've arranged for this morning to bring it out from the depot. Really pleased that everyone has been able to join us for a very special occasion. I'm particularly proud here in Plymouth with how the community rail partners, the local authorities, the University of Plymouth and First Great Westerm have worked together to achieve so much for the local train services, and particularly the local branch lines in Devon and Cornwall. I think many of you know, some of you may not, that the university actually hosts the Devon and Cornwall Rail Partnership, and it's one of the longest in existence, currently 20 years and counting, and we were particularly pleased when we went to Southend for the National Community Rail Awards last year, that the fantastic work of the local community in this part of the world was recognised with 3 awards at the National Community Rail Awards. And particularly pleased to say one of those awards was jointly shared with the University of Plymouth Students' Union, and that recognised the really outstanding work of the local students volunteering to support rural branch lines as part of their Be Inspired programme. And of course, we know students are very busy. Many of us have studied at university ourselves, and of course, academic studies and having to keep a close eye on the events in the student union bar and all the other things that go on take up quite a lot of time. So the fact that the students, I've got some competition on the
unattended anywhere on the station. Any unattended articles are likely to be removed without warning.
There you go, take note. So, really pleased that a number of the students in Plymouth, with all those other distractions going on, have been able to spend time volunteering to help improve the branch lines around Devon and Cornwall. So I think that demonstrates their sense of civic pride and commitment, helping the local community. And I think this train naming recognises that, but also I think on a wider note recognises the strong links that we at First Great Westerm feel we have with the university. We have a number of universities on our patch, but I think we feel a particularly strong affinity to the university here in Plymouth, and we recognise the relationship between us as the main provider of trains into Plymouth and the university is a strong one. The other really important and long-standing relationship that Plymouth has with our business is that our main high-speed train maintenance facility is based here in the city at Lara. The team at Lara Depot undertake heavy maintenance for all the 54 First Great Westerm high-speed trains, as well as day-to-day maintenance and overnight servicing. So what I'm saying is we don't just fuel and clean the trains, we actually do everything here at Plymouth, right up to changing power units and changing traction motors. So we have a pretty heavy engineering facility just down the road at Lara. And that's not just looking after the high-speed trains that serve Devon and Cornwall, but all the high-speed trains, whether they're going to the South Wales or Cotswolds London Oxford will eventually come through our depot at Plymouth and receive that heavy maintenance. So it's a very important part of our operation, and one that we're very, very proud of. Now, the power car behind me was actually built in Crewe in 1981, and it underwent a repower and life extension works with a company called Brush in Loughborough in August 2007. It's had a long career, longer than some of us, and it's accumulated already in excess of 5 million miles. And although we had an announcement from the government earlier this week about electrification of some routes and high-speed trains being replaced on some routes, the very first of those won't arrive at the earliest until 2016, and actually high-speed trains will still play an important role well beyond 2016. So this is a train that's delivered pretty good value for money already, and has done a pretty good job since 1981, but it's actually got a long life still ahead of it. And I think, you know, this is really an iconic train, and when people visit the UK and they come and look at the railways in the UK, one of the first trains people often look for is one of the Intercity 125 power cars. So getting your name attached to the side of one of these trains is something that everybody gets, but hopefully is something the university will be pleased with. So, as well as the university, we feel we've got a very proud association with Plymouth Trains. We actually employ more than 500 staff in the area. Some of those, in fact, have graduated from the university here, and we actually have a number of university graduates from the University of Plymouth elsewhere in the business and I'd like to invite 3 other people to join me up on the stage. Charles Howson is Chairman of the Plymouth Area Business Council and also chairs our First Great Westerm Stakeholder Board. So Charles, if you'd like to join me. The esteemed Lord Mayor of Plymouth, and Professor Wendy Purcell, who's Vice Chancellor and Chief Executive of the University of Plymouth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask the Lord Mayor to speak, and then Charles is going to say a few words, and then I'll invite Professor Wendy Purcell to say a few words and to then name the so I'll hand over now to the Lord Mayor.
It's really for those of you just growing up in Plymouth, you remember when it was Polytechnic and College of Navigation, and now to have a world-class university in our city is just wonderful. And we in the city are really proud to be able to work in partnership. There's lots of things that we wouldn't be able to achieve for the city if the university wasn't on board. And a mundane thing, last year the Lord Mayor's Parade started from the university for the first time, and that was just fantastic, again, showing that linkage. So I'm really proud to be here today, and I hope you all will join us in welcoming the new name for the power car. And with no further ado, I'll hand over to Charles.
Thank you, Lord Mayor, and thank you, Mark. And I notice you said few words rather than a lot of emphasis. I'm not wearing this name tally with these few words. I'm wearing Plymouth Business. We'll just let this happen, shall we? Keeping everybody informed all the time. So the words from me are in some ways about First Great Westerm on behalf of the business community and echoing what the Lord Mayor's said, rather than wearing a First Great Westerm badge. This locomotive, as Mark has told you, has done over 5 million miles, and the mathematicians amongst you will work out that it's generally accepted that to go around the world is about 25 to 28,000 miles, depending which way you go, whatever. So this will have gone around the world 200 times already. The other thing is that thanks to modern engineering techniques and good maintenance, which you've been hearing a bit about, this will do about 15,000 miles, i.e. halfway around the world and a bit, without a breakdown these days. That's quite something for the improvements made in a through-life career of 30 years. But the really important point for all of us in Plymouth about this honour, which you, Mark, have bestowed on us by doing this, is that this is going to be an ambassador for us at just the right time. There are 5,000 miles of track on the First Great Westerm network, and this is going to be seen all over them, not just here in Plymouth, with University of Plymouth written on it. That could not be a better thing, and it could not be a better time. So, on behalf of all of us, Mark, thank you for doing this. We do know that there's an awful lot of cities and an awful lot of other people trying to get round you to do this, but somehow we've managed it. I'm now going to hand over to the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Wendy Purcell. Wendy.
Thank you very much indeed, Mark, and thank you, Charles. And again, can I say a very warm welcome to all of you. We've obviously organised the weather again for all university events, are distinguished by our weather report. I think this is a very, very exciting day. I hope that you feel excited, I certainly do. We are so grateful to Mark and his team, and also to Charles Howson, who is a distinguished honorary graduate of my university now. And thank you all for the team that have helped make today happen. It's fantastically exciting. To First Great Westerm, I think to bestow such a distinction on the university and indeed on our city of Plymouth is something we are very grateful for. Thank you very much indeed. We know that this city is one that is ambitious, the university is ambitious, and we know that the railway is in fact our lifeline to the rest of the world. To hear it's already been and done enough miles to go around the world so many times, our global ambitions for our city should, I think, take the lead from this train. Most of the people that come to our city now arrive by train and take, I think, importantly, the voice of Plymouth out to other parts of the world to influence policy, to showcase the kinds of things that we're doing. And I think our university is, I think, shaping some of the activities in Plymouth, and it's doing this because we work in partnership, because we take away an opportunity to work together with our city, to connect and think very deeply to our city. And I think this is a great way in which we can take the city's name, our university name, to all of those miles of track and all of those on-time, on-departure arrivals, on-time departures and on-time arrivals. That's what we will be expecting. And we're also very proud of